afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about our potential research idea of the impact of CEOs' personal relationships on firm stock prices and returns. So our general research question is, does a CEO's personal relationship status and their dating activity impact on their firm's stock returns? So there's been a number of papers and research done already into this sort of area of research. However, our specific research question has not been studied specifically. There has been some research done on the importance of CEO reputation on the firm's stock prices, and has showed that people being single has ultimately led to firms having greater performance. So some background reading there has been identified. In terms of our motivation for the research, the recent Amazon case of the CEO getting divorced has been a big motivator for our research, because there was a significant decline in the stock price and there was considerable concern among the shareholders and investors and the broader market from this event. So that's sort of been a driving force, in addition to the fact that personal relationships impact everyone's day-to-day lives, and so we think there could potentially be positive or negative effects impacting on the CEO's commitment to their firm and their ability to make decisions and ultimately the firm's market performance. So that's our puzzle that we're trying to solve. So the general idea, again, is CEOs have a critical role in the firm. They're representing the shareholders' interests. So their personal relationships and their dating activity and their status, and then the associated emotions that come from that will affect their choices and decisions about the firm, and then that will strongly influence the firm's stock returns. So through an event study, we propose to investigate if this is a significant phenomenon. So the data we'll be using, obviously our dependent variable is going to be stock returns. We'll be looking at a cross-country sample, and our time period that we'll be looking at is sort of 5 to 7 years historically, just depending on the amount of data available based on the other variables we'll be collecting. And we'll be looking at publicly listed firms, given we're looking at stock prices. Then we'll be collecting the personal relationship status information. So this will be things like when they start dating, when they stop dating, when they get married, and we'll be looking at that on an event basis. Sources of this data will be things like the news, social media, potentially Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the likes. And then we'll be including some control variables, age, gender, the current CEO's tenure, how long they've been in the position for, the country of the company, and also the industry it relates to. The tools we'll be using for this, we'll be doing some text analysis with some keyword searches and the frequency of occurrences of words such as marriage, dating, partner, those types of things from the news. It will be an event study, and we'll be doing a panel regression to work out if the factor of personal relationship status is significant. So in terms of where this intersects and what's new in terms of literature that already exists. So we'll be looking at personal relationships, which is sort of like a psychology aspect almost, the impact on stock returns, and ultimately this sort of broader market infiltration, shareholders' perception about future firm performance. So what's new? So to our knowledge, there's been no previous research done into the effect of CEOs' personal relationships on stock price returns. So that's a very new area. And so what? Well, we think it's actually really relevant. So investors and shareholders are relying on the board and the management to make decisions on their behalf. And so they want them to be as sound as possible. And therefore, we need our CEOs to be fit for purpose. So if they're distracted from other personal incidents that are happening at home, divorces, whatever it might be, that could potentially really adversely affect the firm, or it could positively impact the firm in terms of perception more widely across the market. So it definitely has a direct impact to investors, and it also could provide, in terms of academia, just some more justification of the factors that are causing fluctuations in stock prices. So it could be a new phenomenon that we might find. So the contribution, what's the bottom line? Well, this could actually go on to be a potential trading strategy for investors, and it may also lead to some sort of regulatory action or intervention when we're looking at existing policies in place, like fit for purpose, fit and proper CEOs and those types of things. Some other considerations: we're deeming this project as low risk, given that all the data is publicly available. We do need to note, however, that there may be some sort of ethical, potentially issues, ramifications for the CEOs themselves, so we'll just need to be cautious of that. Our target journal is the Journal of Management and the like, so sort of 8 top journals. And we're really excited to see where this might go. So thank you.